My name is Erin Baumgarten. We've been coming to the church about 9 years, and this is our story of obedience to the Lord's call with foster care and adoption. When God called our family to foster care, it was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my life. My husband was pretty much on board right from the start, but it took a little bit for me to submit to what I knew the Lord was calling us to. The enemy filled my head with lies all day, every day. What if I'm not called to be a foster parent? What if our kids are traumatized or resent us? What if people think we're crazy because we already have 4 kids of our own? All of the what ifs. But God ultimately used our 11-year-old daughter to push me into that surrender and into that calling that the Lord was calling us to. He'd opened so many doors this far, and there was just one more door that we had to open, and that was my daughter needed to give up her bedroom and move in with her sisters. And I thought, great, this is my way out, Lord. She's never gonna give up her bedroom. And little did I know the mighty work He was gonna do in my little girl's heart that would ultimately do a mighty work in mine. I asked her to pray about it and let me know what her thoughts were. And a couple weeks later, she came to me and sat down next to me and said, "Mom, I will give up my room if it means we can give other kids a safe place to stay." I just cried, and in that moment decided to stop surrendering to the lies of the enemy and start listening to the truth of God, that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, that greater is He who lives in me than he who lives in the world, that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, and that I was born for such a time as this. So we became foster parents. And is it easy? No, absolutely not. But God doesn't promise easy, but He does promise to be in it with us. He promises to be there in the brokenness and the sadness and the days where we feel like we can't bear another burden. He's there to bring us hope and strength and joy and gladness in the hard times. He's there, and He never leaves us or forsakes us. In our obedience to what the Lord was calling us to, He has blessed our family in so many ways. My husband and I get a front row seat at watching our children grow in their faith, sacrificially loving the kids that come into our home. I get to watch my husband pour out the love of Christ on these children. We've been blessed through adoption of our son, and my faith has grown exponentially in this walk of foster care, and just knowing that His plans are so much greater than mine.